Are you tired of feeling walked all over, exhausted from constantly putting others before yourself? It's time to wake up and realize that being soft isn't always the answer. In fact, it might be holding you back from reaching your true potential. I'm here today to tell you why it is crucial to stop being soft to everyone and start prioritizing yourself. This isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. It is about finding the strength within you to stand up for what you deserve. Let me ask you, how many times have you said yes when you really want to say no? How often have you sacrificed your own dreams and aspirations to please others? It is time to break free from that cycle of self-sacrificing and start living life on your own terms. Now I know what you're thinking, but isn't being kind and accommodations a good thing? You're right to an extent. Kindness is a virtue, but there is a fine line between being kind and being the doormat. Today, we are going to explore that line and learn how to walk it with confidence and purpose. I want you to picture a tree for a moment, a strong, sturdy oak that has weathered countless storms. So, do you think that tree grew to be so mighty by bending over to every gust of wind? No, it stood. Its ground development deep roots into a thick trunk. That's what we are here today to do, and to help you really grow into a mighty oak. A mighty oak that you are meant to be. But let me be clear. This is not about becoming hard-hearted. It is about developing a core of inner strength that allow you to be truly generous and kind from a place of abundance, not from a place of fear or obligation. I want you to repeat after me today. I am worthy of respect. I am deserving of love. My needs. Say it loud again. And this time say, I want to meet my needs. I am worthy of respect. I am deserving of love. And my needs matter. This time, feel these words resonating in your chest. That is the truth of who you are. And it is time to start living from that truth. Now, let's talk about why we fall into the trap of being too soft, being too nice. Often it stems from a deep seat of fear of rejections and abandonment. Well, think of it. If we just please everyone, if we never ruffle any feather, we will be safe. We will be loved. But that is the harsh reality. By trying to please everyone, we end up pleasing no one. Think about the people you admire the most in your life, the ones who make a real difference in the world. Are they people pleaser? Did they tiptoe around afraid to offend anyone? No. They were individual with conviction, with passion, with the courage to stand up for what they believe in themselves. Look at Martin Luther King Jr. Did he change the course of history by being soft? No. Look at Mahatma Gandhi or Nelson Mandela or any of the great leaders who shaped our world. They had an unshakable core strength that allowed them to face adversity with grace and determination. That's what I want for you today. That unshakable core, that inner strength that radiate out into every aspect of your life. So how do we cultivate this strength? Start with self-awareness. You need to get clear on your value, your boundaries, and your goal. What truly mattered to you? What are you no longer willing to tolerate in your life? Write these things down. Make them concrete, because once you know what you stand for, it becomes so much easier to stand your ground. Next, we need to work on yourself. Talk to that little voice in your head that tells you that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve better, that you should just go along to get along. We need to silence that voice. Replace it with affirmations of your worthiness. Every morning when you wake up, look up in the mirror and say, I am valuable, I am strong, I deserve respect, I am worthy, I am needed, I matter. It might feel really silly at first, but I promise you, these words will start to sink in eventually, and they will become your new truth. Now, let's talk about the art of saying no. There is where many of us struggle. We have been conditioned to believe that saying no is selfish, that it makes us look bad, it makes us like a bad people. But here's the truth. Saying no to things that do not deserve you, that do not serve you. Allow yourself to say yes to the things that you really want. Think about this way. Every time you say yes to something you don't really want to, you are saying no to something else. Maybe you're saying no to the time with your family, the time to pursue your passion, your dream, or simply time to rest and recharge and refresh. So next time someone asks you to do something, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my value and my goal? Do I have the time and energy for this? If the answer is no, then politely decline. It might feel uncomfortable at first. You might worry about disappointing other people. But remember this, those who really, truly care about you will respect your boundary. And those who don't, well, they are not worth your energy anyway. Now, I can hear some of you thinking about, what if I need to be soft sometime? But what if there are situations where it's better to yield? And you are absolutely right. There are times and places for softness, for compromise, for putting other first. The key is to choose when to be soft rather than defaulting it to out of fear of or habit. It's about being intentional with your energy and your compassion. Think about it like martial arts. It is a skill. A martial artist know when to be as solid as a rock and when to flow like a water. They have the strength to stand their ground when necessary, but also the flexibility to adapt when the situations call for. That's the kind of strength I want you to cultivate. The strength that comes from knowing yourself, valuing yourself, and making conscious choice about how you interact with the world. Now, let's talk about the benefit of developing this inner strength. When you stop being soft to everyone, when you start standing up for yourself and for your needs, amazing things start to happen. First, your relationship improves. It might seem counterintuitive, but when you set clear boundaries and communicate your needs, you actually create the space for deeper, more authentic connections. People respect you more. They know where they stand. And the relationship that cannot withstand your newfound strain, those relationships, you're better off without them. Second, your self-esteem skyrockets every time you honor your own needs and boundaries. You are sending a powerful message to yourself. I matter. My feelings are valid. My needs are important. Over time, this builds into an unshakable sense of self-worth. Third, you become more effective in every area of your life. When you are not constantly drained by the demands of others, when you are not spread thin by trying to please everyone, you have more energy to focus on your goal and your dream. You become more productive, more creative, more alive. But I will not sugarcoat. at this journey. It isn't easy. There will be challenges along the way. People who are used to your softness might push back. When you start setting boundaries, you might feel guilty or selfish at first. That's normal. That is so okay. Growth is often uncomfortable, but I promise you, it is worthy. It is worth it. This discomfort is only temporary, but the strength you're building will last forever, a lifetime. So how do we navigate these challenges? First, start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire personality overnight. Begin by setting a small boundary, by saying no to something small, so a small request that you would usually agree to out of obligation. Notice how it feels. Notice the sky doesn't fall. Notice that you survive and maybe even thrive in the face of the small act of self-respect. Then gradually, you can start to expand, take on bigger challenges, stand up for yourself in more significant ways. With each step, you will be building that inner strength, that unshakable core. Remember, this is a journey. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you slip back into the old pattern. That's okay. Be gentle with yourself. When this happens, recognize it, learn from it, and then recommit to your path of strength. Now, I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but I'm naturally a soft person. I'm empathetic and I'm caring. I don't want to lose that part of myself. And I want to be very clear that this is not about changing who you are at your core. It is about adding to who you are. Your softness, your empathy, your caring nature. These are beautiful qualities. The world needs more of them, not less. But these qualities are most powerful when they come from a place of strength, not from a place of fear or obligation. Think about it. When you are secure in yourself, when you have strong boundary, when you're actually able to be more genuinely compassionate, you're giving from your overflow, not from depleting yourself. You're choosing to be kind, not feeling forced to be. This is the paradox of strength that allows for deeper, more authentic softness when you're no longer being soft out of fear or habit, but out of genuine choice. Your kindness becomes a powerful force for good in this world. So how do we put all of this together into practice? Let's talk about some concrete steps that you can start building today to start building your inner strength. Today, start your day with intention. So before you get out of bed, take a few moments to connect with yourself. Ask yourself, what do I need today? What are my priorities? How can I honor myself while still showing up for others? This simple practice helps you start your day from a place of self-awareness and self-respect. It set the tone for making conscious choices rather than just reacting to whatever comes your way. Next, practice the pause. Whenever someone makes a request of you, whenever you feel the urge to automatically say yes or to put someone else's need before your own, pause. Take a breath, a deep breath. Give yourself the space to check in with your own feeling and needs before responding to this. Pause is powerful. It is the moment where you reclaim the power to choose rather than just reacting out of habit. Third, start expressing your needs and feeling more openly. Many of us who struggle with being too soft have a habit of bottling up our true feeling to avoid conflict or disappointment, but this only leads to resentment and burnout. Practice things like I feel or I need it might feel like uncomfortable at first, but remember your feeling and needs are valid. Expressing them is not selfish. It is essential. It is essential part of a healthy relationship and a healthy life. 4, learn to recognize and challenge your people-pleasing thought. When you find yourself thinking things like, I have to do this, or they would not like me, or I cannot say no, it would be rude. Stop and question those thoughts. Are they really true? What's the worst thing could happen if you say no? Often we find that our fear are exaggerating, and the consequences of setting boundaries are far less severe than we imagine. 5th, celebrate your wins. Every time you successfully set a boundary, every time you honor your own needs, take a moment to acknowledge. Give yourself a pat on the back. These positive reinforcements help to rewire your brain, making it easier to stand up for yourself in the future. Now, let's talk about the long-term vision. Imagine yourself a year from now, 5 years from now, having fully embraced this journey of strength. Who are you? How do you carry yourself? How do your relationship look? How does it feel to move through the world with this unshakable core of self-respect and self-worth? Hold on to that vision. Let it inspire you on those tough days. Let it remind you why this journey is so important. Because here is the truth. The world needs you to be strong. It needs you to stand in your own power, to speak your own truth, to live authentically. When you do this, you give other permissions to do the same. When you become a beacon of strength and authenticity in a world that desperately needs that. Think about the ripple effect of your strength. When you stand up for yourself, you're standing up for others who might not have found their voice yet. When you set healthy boundary, you are modeling what healthy relationship look like. When you honor your own needs and dreams, you are showing others it is okay. This is how we change the world, one person at a time, starting with ourselves. So I challenge you today. Start your journey towards taking strength. Take the first step. It might be small, but saying no to something that doesn't serve you, express a need that you have been hiding. Set a boundary you have been so afraid to set. And as you do, remember this, your worth is not determined by how much you do for others. Your value doesn't come from how likable or accommodating you are. Your worth is inherent. It is unchanging. It is there waiting for you to recognize and claim it. You are strong. You are worthy. You are enough exactly as you are. But you are also capable of growth, of transformations, of becoming an even more powerful versions of yourself. And that journey starts now with the decision to stop being soft to everyone and start honoring your own strength. It is not always easy. It won't always be easy, but there will be moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments when you will be tempted to slip back into the old pattern. In those moments, I want you to remember this. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway and taking action. Every time you choose strength over softness, every time you honor your own needs, every time you set a boundary, that is an act of courage. And with each act of courage, you grow stronger. Think of it building a muscle at a time. At first, it might feel like uncomfortable, even painful, but with consistent effort, that muscle grows stronger. It becomes capable of lifting heavier weight, of enduring greater challenges. Your inner strength is no different. Each time you exercise it, it grows. Each time you choose to stand up for yourself, to honor your own needs and boundary, you're building the strength. And over time, what once felt impossible becomes second nature. Now I want to address something important as you embark on this journey. You might encounter resistance, not just from others, but from yourself. You might hear the inner critic creeping up, telling you you are being selfish, that you're not being nice, that you should go back to your old way of people pleasing. When this happens, and it will happen, I want you to pause, take a deep breath, remind yourself why you are on this journey. Remind yourself of the cost of constant softness, the exhaustion, the resentment, the loss opportunities. Remind yourself of the benefit of strength, the improved relationship, the increased self-esteem, the ability to truly make a difference in the world. Then with compassion to yourself, recommit to your path. Remember this is not about becoming hard or uncaring. It is becoming whole, becoming authentic. As you move forward, I want you to pay attention to the small victory, the small win. Celebrate each time you say no to something that doesn't align with your value. Acknowledge every time you express a need or set a boundary. These might seem small at first, but they are like building blocks of your new strong self. And here's something amazing. You will start to notice as you become stronger, as you start honoring your own needs and you set boundaries, you actually become more and more capable of genuine kindness and compassion, because now you are choosing to be soft, to be giving. It's coming from a place of strength and authenticity, not from a fear or obligation. This is a beautiful paradox of strength, and that allows for deeper, more meaningful softness when you are secure in yourself. You know your own worth. You can be truly generous without depleting yourself. You can love without losing yourself. You can give without resentment. Imagine the quality of your relationship when they are built on this foundation of strength. Imagine the depth of your connection when you're showing up as a full, authentic self-image. The impact you can have on the world when you're operating from a place of power and purpose. This is what awaits you on the other side of the journey if you choose to. This is why it's so crucial to stop being soft to everyone and start honoring your strength. Now, I want to give you a powerful tool to use as you move forward. It is a simple question, but it can be transformative whenever you're faced with a decision. Whenever you feel that old urge to default to softness, ask yourself this: what would someone who truly loved themselves do in this situation? This question cut through the noise. It bypassed the people-pleasing impulse and the fear-based reaction. It connects you directly with your highest self, the part of you that knows your truth, your true worth. And here's the thing, when you act from this place of self-love, you not only honor yourself, but you also set the stage for authentic, more fulfilling relationship with others. Because when you love and respect yourself, you teach others how to love and respect you. As we get near to the end of our time together today, I want to leave you with a vision. Close your eye for a moment if you are comfortable to do so. Imagine yourself a year from now, having committed to this journey of strength. See yourself standing tall, radiating confidence and self-assurance. Feel the peace that comes from knowing your own worth, from honoring your own needs and boundaries. Picture the quality of your relationship deeper, more authentic, more fulfilling than ever before. See yourself making choices from a place of strength and self-love, no longer controlled by the need to please everyone. Feel the freedom that comes with this energy, the aliveness. This is not just a fantasy. This is a real possibility for you. It is waiting for you on the other side of this journey. So as you leave here today, I want you to make a commitment to yourself, a commitment to honor your own strength, a commitment to love yourself fearlessly and unapologetically, a commitment to stop being soft to everyone, stop being nice to everyone, and start standing in your own power.